If you are a fan of mini PC form factor, then you are going to love this little guy that I'm holding in my hand. So it's a compact portable mini PC from a company called Geekom. It only measures 4.6 inch by 4.4 inch and it's about 1.8 inch thick. So for reference, here is my Google Pixel 6 phone and you can clearly see how tiny this mini PC is. Now if you're familiar with Intel NUCs, you will notice that Geekom mini PC is about the same size as an Intel NUC. Despite its tiny size, this little guy offers pretty good hardware specs and upgrade options. So I will talk more about the hardware specs and upgrade options later in the video, but first let's get the pricing out of the way. At the time of making this video, Geekom was offering a $110 Easter discount, bringing the final price of this top of the line configuration to only $439. So for this price, you are getting an Intel Core i5 processor from the Coffee Lake family. You're also getting 16 GB of DDR4 RAM and you are getting 512 GB of PCIe NVMe SSD storage. These specs should suffice for most folks who are looking for a desktop PC for everyday computing needs. But if you are a power user, there are plenty of upgrade options. So both the RAM and the SSD storage can be expanded. All you need to do is remove the bottom plate by unscrewing 4 screws. Be careful when you are removing the bottom plate because there is a SATA cable which is connecting to the motherboard. Once the bottom plate is removed, you will find 2 memory DIMM slots. Now each slot can take up to 16 GB of RAM, so in theory you can put 32 GB RAM in this computer. Regarding storage, there is a M.2 slot that can accept up to 1 TB of PCIe NVMe SSD. My model comes with 512 GB of storage. In addition, there is also a SATA 3 cable which can be used to attach a 2.5 inch hard drive or an SSD drive. The bottom plate has a neat compartment for housing this 2.5 inch hard disk or SSD, so it's pretty cool. Like I said before, in theory you can max out this PC to 32 GB RAM and you can have up to 5 TB of SSD storage. So I have put links to the compatible RAM and SSDs that will work with this particular computer. They are all linked in the video description below. Now I love all these upgrade options because if you take a look at Apple's Mac Mini, everything is either soldered to the motherboard or it's a part of the CPU die, so you don't really have any option. Whatever you buy, you are stuck with that. But I really like what Geekom has done here. Since you can upgrade the RAM, you can upgrade the SSD storage. It's really nice. You can buy the configuration that makes sense for you now, but down the road if you want to add more storage or if you want to beef up the memory, you can always do that. So let's talk about the CPU and the GPU. You're getting an Intel Core i5 8259U processor and the Intel Iris Plus 655 integrated GPU. These are certainly not the latest silicon from Intel anymore, but for the price you are actually getting a pretty good value. The CPU offers 4 cores and 8 threads and it runs at a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz and a turbo clock speed of 3.8 GHz. Because Geekom has done a really good job with air circulation and cooling, this CPU is consistently running above its base clock frequency and it is delivering pretty solid performance. Now I stress tested the CPU by running all the 4 cores and 8 threads at 100% load and none of the cores overheated and the CPUs never throttled even under sustained load. It continued to operate well above its 2.3 GHz base clock frequency. In fact, most of the time I saw that the cores were running at around 3.5 GHz, which is pretty impressive. The main reason for this excellent thermal performance is the built-in fan, which does an impressive job pushing hot air from behind the unit. Now the fan does get loud when you are running a stress test because you are maxing out all the cores and all the threads, but during a typical day-to-day use you will not be hearing the fan that much because you won't be running all the cores and all the threads 100% load all the time. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the graphics performance because that's also very important. So you are getting an Intel Iris Plus 655 integrated GPU and this GPU comes with an extra EDRAM cache that helps it really give you good performance. So this particular integrated GPU will outperform most of the integrated GPUs that you find in laptops. In fact, Iris Plus 655 is good enough for lightweight gaming, for streaming 4K videos and even running basic photo and video editing jobs. Okay, now let's talk about the build quality of Geekom Mini PC. So the case is metallic and has a glass coating on the top. There are large mesh on both sides as well as one on the back for air circulation. So the fan sucks cool air from the side meshes and it blows out the hot air from behind the unit, from the rear mesh. Now when it comes to installing this device, you get a VESA mount which is very useful for installing it behind your monitor or your TV. So that way you can completely hide it and get it out of your sight. Personally, I am using Geekom Mini PC as a home theater system. So I have mounted it behind my large 4K TV in my living room and I control it using a Bluetooth Logitech keyboard. The ability to run a full-fledged Windows desktop on my 75-inch 4K TV is really sweet. Now let's take a look at all the ports that you are getting with this mini PC. So on the back you get a mini display port, you get an HDMI port, and then there is also a USB Type-C port that supports DisplayPort protocol. All these three ports are capable of driving 4K signal at 60 Hz refresh rate. You also get a gigabit Ethernet port, you get a USB Type-C and Type-A port supporting 10 gigabit per second data transfer speed. On the front you get one USB Type-C port and one USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, both of which will support 10 gigabit per second data transfer speed. In addition, there is a headphone microphone combo jack in the front, and you also get a full-size SD card reader on the side. For powering Geekon mini PC, you will need this barrel port since none of the USB Type-C ports support power delivery. Regarding wireless connectivity, you get full support for Wi-Fi 2.4 and 5 GHz band, as well as the latest Bluetooth protocol is supported. Now when I compare Geekon mini PC with the Intel NUC, one thing that I notice is that Geekon mini PC has an extra mini display port, which I think is really nice because it is great for connecting to 4K monitors. So Geekon mini PC actually can run up to 4 separate monitors, which is really nice for a multi-monitor setup. Regarding the overall performance, I think Geekon mini PC is a perfect desktop computer for internet surfing, for running Office productivity suite, and also for watching streaming videos. Like I mentioned before, since you have the option of upgrading to 32 gig RAM and 5 terabyte of SSD storage, I think this is a really nifty little machine for even power users who are interested in performing complex tasks. So somebody like a programmer or an app development environment, if that's what you want, or maybe you want to do photo editing or 1080p video editing, you can easily do these jobs on this mini PC. Remember, the integrated Iris Plus graphics comes with media encoders, so you can easily edit H.264 and H.265 codecs, which is usually what most popular cameras use. So overall, I really love this little guy. It's super cute. It has got plenty of air ventilation. There is ample hardware, upgrade options, and overall, this is a really good value for money. So if you want to check it out, please check the links that I have put in the video description below. Like I mentioned before, currently Geekon is running a sale which will knock off additional $110 from its final price. And for Technobando audience, you can use the coupon PANDA20 to get additional $20 off. Now, if you're interested in a fancy triple screen laptop accessory, check out this video over here. In this video, I show you how you can convert your laptop into a 3-screen productivity powerhouse. So go ahead and watch that video next, and I will see you guys over there. Bye.